Hi guys, and welcome to part 7 of the USS Defiant build. I finally managed to get the model together. There are a number of fit issues with this kit, if I'm to be honest. All the locator pins, I've basically had to remove them to try and get the model to sit down properly. The two halves just weren't coming together properly at all. There was quite a big gap in between all the locator pins. And it basically was them that was causing the problem. So it's together now. There is still a lot of seam work that needs to be done though, unfortunately. If I turn it around just slightly there, you can see a big gap just there. Now that's because the bulkhead there where the Bazard scoop goes in is currently pushed up against the hull at the top there. And I need to push that back up in from the inside of the ship, so I need to wait for it to dry really before I can do that. But you can see that there is a lot of light leaks around this area here that need to be filled in, and around that area there. There's also a lot of light leaks around this area here that also need to be filled in, and it's exactly the same on the other side if we can turn it around. There you go, you can see there that there's a lot of light leaks around there that need to be sealed up, and down around there. So that's going to take a little while to sort out. So I need to get that done. But you can see now with the phase cannons, or the phaser cannons should I say, that are in place, how well they're coming through. Let's turn that around a little bit more so you can see them all. So there you go, so that's what that's looking like. So it's looking pretty good at the moment. With the light on the top of the bridge there, I have been watching a few of the episodes of the DS9 series, and on the Defiant, this part, the outer circle area, is barely lit up. So I've managed to achieve that kind of glow rather than having the whole thing lit up. So that's looking fairly good. I've yet to put the Bazard scoops in on each end, and this little loose wire here, or fibre optic strand should I say, is for the underside of the bridge section there. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly take you off the stand and show you what the ship looks like from the top view in the dark. So sorry about this, we're going to go into vomit comic mode. So there you go, so that's what she's starting to look like from the top side. So what I'll do is I'm going to leave this to dry for at least a day now, and then I'm going to start the putty work on it and the sanding. So once that's done, I'll come back to you. Until then, please do take care. Welcome back. I've done all of the puttying and the sanding that I can do at the moment. There's a lot of work that's gone into the sides. There was a lot of fit issues around this area here, all down there, and across the top there as well. And there were some almighty gaps down this area here as well. None of the bodywork there was actually straight at all, so that had to be completely resanded. And it's the same down that side as well. And again, there's been a lot of fit issues down around this side here and around underneath there. And again, we've had to do quite a bit of seam work around that side. And the worst areas, to be honest, were around, if I can get it into the camera properly, were around these areas here. There were some huge gaps down the sides there, which has now been filled in, and it was even worse on the bottom sides of the kit, down around there where the resin parts meet the base of the model there. It's just been horrendous on the seam work there. None of the parts really fitted properly, so it's kind of ruined the paintwork on the model a bit, but that's okay, it's not a problem. We can redo that. I mean, what I'll do, all of these parts here that I've masked off and painted, I just mask those off and then just go over the whole ship in white again, just to make sure that it's completely even. Bit of a pain in the backside. It's going to it will lengthen the progress on this ship, but you know, that's not really an issue, to be fair. We learn and live by these things. The only other thing that I've got left to do really is put in the bottom side of the hull there, which I've got there. I will be doing that next. I need to get that in. There is going to be some pretty bad light leaks around the bottom there, but what I'm going to do before I do any sort of sanding is I'm going to experiment on the inside of this with little bits of plastic to see if I can actually cut across there and actually fill in some of the gaps that's going to be there. The rest of it, really, to be quite honest, around these areas are just going to need to be putted. So there's a bit of work ahead of me on this at the moment, but you know, as I say, we live and learn by these things, and what I should have really done was painted the kit after it was put together, but never mind. So what I'll do, once I've got this this bottom section fitted in properly, I'll come back with you with another update. Richard back with you. I've used some Plasti-Strut. I'm not quite sure what the size is on that, actually, to be fair, but it's about, I think, about 1 mil thick. And what I've done is I've used that around the edge of the lower hull, well, the lower section of the hull. I've used 2 layers just to help give it some strength and a little bit of rigidity. And then all I basically did, once it was on there and dried, is I just sanded the edge down until I got to the size that I required. So that actually now fits on the inside of there. It's not quite there yet, it's just a little bit stiff to get it in, but that sits in there quite nice and flush. There is still a small light leak coming from the very leading edge of that, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use canopy glue and squirt that in with a syringe and then wipe that back over with a damp cloth, and that should hopefully take care of that. And then by the time I've spray painted, hopefully that will get rid of the light leaks completely. So the only thing that's left for me to do really is get the deflector in there now. Once that's in and put down, I'll then be able to get this lower section onto the top, glue it in, get the putty work done, and then, as I say, start the gluing process on that, which is what I'm going to use around the outer edges of these as well, just to help seal them up. So once that's done, I'll come back to you again, guys. Back with you again. Managed to get the front section of the model on now, as you can see. It's taken a little while to get that put on. But as you can see underneath, you might not be able to because it's in shadow, but we've got the small part there that's covered up, which is fantastic. All that's left to do for this now really is just to go in around these little gaps here with some canopy glue, and there's also some on the back as well, so I'll get those done, but that'll be for the next video. I'm just going to call it a day on this now, and I'm going to start up again tomorrow. So I'll come back with you with some more progress on the next update. Until then, please do take care.